My name is Lee. I am from Subang, Jaya. I just read the latest Financial Times this morning, and the title of the article is "All Knives Are Out for Najib." So do you see Najib is going to be ousted very soon from the ultras? And how far are we at the brink? Since I think we feel the stoking of the racial and religious sentiments here. Just now you were saying that all this stuff here. How far are we at the brink? Because we are not in the rural areas. We don't know what's going on in the so-called road shows. We are in the urban areas. We don't feel anything at all on the surface. So how far you feel that we are near the brink? Thank you.
You know, what happens to Najib, you see, you can write and read UMNO's history because it keeps repeating itself. In 1997, when Surat Layang and when repeatedly you hear people close to Mahathir making allegations and attacks on Anwar Ibrahim, you know something is brewing. In 2007 and 2008, when you hear Mahathir complaining about everything, about Tun Abdullah Badawi, about his sleeping habit, you know that something is going to happen. Because that's just Mahathir. You know, he likes to write poison letters. Since he was young, daripada zaman Tunku, he writes poison letters. Dulu tak ada blog, so he writes poison letters. Nowadays with blog, so he writes at the blog. When you see Mahathir continuously attacking Najib, and then this is echoed by a coterie of people around him, Kadir Jassin, I mean, suddenly there is Tun Daim. Where the hell has Tun Daim disappeared for the last 10 years? He's around now, you know. When suddenly there is Tun Daim making comments, when criticisms against Najib continue to repeat, and when you realize more and more UMNO people beginning to echo that, you know something is brewing. Whether or not Najib survives, I don't know. Perhaps Najib doesn't sleep as much as Pak La, so maybe he will last a bit longer. But obviously, I think something is brewing. Now, to the question of whether the tension has risen to a point that it's dangerous, this is the danger of us being in the urban area. Because we are urban, we think that everything is the way that we see it in Subang Jaya or in Petaling Jaya. As a Malay, and I come from Kampung, you know, I come from Terengganu. Over the years, over the last 3 or 4 years, the divergent of understanding and the mistrust of Malays against the non-Malays against the Malays, I think has gotten worse. And that's why I am particularly concerned. That's why I make a point, for example, at any point I take about 20 interns from multiracial so that we can, you know, put them together and understand each other's perspective. Because on the ground, there is a divergence of understanding between Malays against the non-Malays, the Chinese and the Indians. Do we have anything, a tool to objectively assess whether it's dangerous or not? We don't. So we can only take extra precautions. And I understand if you think that we are an alarmist, that we raise the red flag much earlier when people think that perhaps it's not as dangerous. But I think it's better to be an alarmist when it comes to race and religion because it is explosive. I feel that if UMNO continues with the game of race and religion, it's a matter of time before it will degenerate into something a lot more sinister, you know, a scuffle or anything, and it can only go down worse from that.